Happy holiday, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. As always, the co-host Damian Kinsey of this conversation, Finding Your Purpose, Wishful Wednesday, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Jackie Holberg. Jackie, Merry
Hello.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to anybody that's celebrating. And if you're not celebrating, thank you for being here or thank you for watching the replay. We are so happy to have our time together. Thank you, Damian.
Yes, thank you so much. And those people out there, please put your information in the comments. We'd love to know who's joining us and whatnot. So we're having this fun, pack-filled conversation. And as always, this is year three, right?
Yeah, I think is it our second on video and the first one was audio, or has it been three videos? I was trying to remember that.
That's a good one. I think we did three videos.
Okay, I think so too, because I think it was right when videos were starting and everything. And it was exciting to do something different and actually be in space real time with everybody. So
All
if you
right.
are watching on the replay, it's okay to do that too, because sometimes we need that lift off later in the day. We've had too much family around us, or maybe we slept in, or maybe we're in a different time zone. Totally okay to drop some comments to us if you do celebrate, if you don't celebrate, but you're catching this live or on replay. I see Jay's in the house with us, Lisa's in the house. We know there's not a lot of people that aren't super busy at this time. So we don't know how many people will show up, but Damian and I love hanging out. Now we got some friends in the chat already. So excited about that, Damian. He's busy. You can
Yeah,
tell he's
yeah. So those people out there, we know this is a good time of the year. Some people, it's not a good time of the year, but we love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us, everybody who's joining us out there. We have people joining us on YouTube. We have people joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas. This definitely is our third one. I think it's the fourth overall third year. That time is flying slow and fast. It feels longer, but I still can remember the first time we kind of kicked these things off. So
it was amazing that you were willing to do this after our first year spending Christmas morning together. And some people already know the story. Some people read the book, and it's mentioned in this book. This was one of the books through Nick, through Guiding Brilliant Writers. But some people don't know our story. They may remember us as co-hosts together for Wishful Wednesday or Finding Your Purpose. Maybe they know us from some of the summits you do, the Virtual Wellness Summit, the Work-Life Balance experience, all the different things that you guys are bringing or I'm bringing, and we just blend together, Damian. So some people just know us as, hey, they do a couple shows once in a while together, and some people don't know the full reason why we do this Christmas special. Is there anything you want to share yet about that, or should we keep them in suspense a little longer?
I think we could talk a little bit backwards about some of the stuff we've done and we collaborated on. Yes, Jackie and Damien um, show kind of took a life of its own, and we were always in spaces and places together, and we were always team and collaborate. We haven't done as much in the last year or so, but it was great this week to get back to the old swing of things and doing Wishful Wednesday on Monday. Those people that don't know what Wishful Wednesday is, it is an audio room that we used to do, but now it's a live room. And we also used to do, hey Meryl, we also used to have another audio room, live event room called Finding Your Purpose. It was longer. It was a longer name. We shortened it. It started for Finding a Purpose at work because we were having people burnt out at work, and we wanted to create an audio platform in a space where we could have conversations around it. We originally, well, I'll hold on to what the original idea was. So,
Well, and it's neat because when we first really got audio events launched on LinkedIn in general, it was such an interesting concept because for me, I had never been on Clubhouse. It sounds like Clubhouse was kind of the originator of these audio events when COVID started and everybody started doing virtual. And we realized how easy it was to connect with humans from all over the globe virtually in real time or on a replay if needed. But audio events were always in real time, they weren't recorded. So they were a super safe space to talk about sometimes very difficult topics or uncomfortable topics or topics that maybe some people weren't comfortable going to their supervisors or their spouse or their current friends or family or colleagues because they might have been afraid of being judged or they didn't want to look like they didn't already know the answers. So Damian and I did similar work back then. We did a lot of work with youth and families, and we started talking about just the nonprofit world and how much turnover there was with people going into the careers working with those that have had some rough stuff going on in their worlds, and how we wished people would just stay and learn and get more experience and have more support both by their supervisors or their agency, but also taking care of themselves in different ways to really do that self-care that you need when you do difficult work. And pretty much we thought we were only going to be talking to people in the human service, social work kind of vibe. And what we found is what we were experiencing translated to people in the corporate sector and people that owned their own businesses, or they were the boss, or they were the brand new employee, or they were searching for jobs even. And so Damian was just like, Jackie, there's a need for this. We really need to not just do this once. Let's actually do it monthly. And then that just kind of compounded. And Damian and I, we got to meet some of the coolest people in the world, like people we probably would have never developed relationships with just by following each other or connecting on LinkedIn, but not having that interaction that we were able to get through those audio events that we had.
Yes, it definitely was a great journey in the process, and it continues. Like it's so great to see so many people who have supported us throughout the last 3 years. Looking at the comments from the day on Wednesday, looking at the comments today, the people who are engaging, interacting. It has definitely been a wild ride. Um, Myself as well, Jackie. I was never on Clubhouse, so I didn't really know what the Clubhouse audio events really looked like. We were I was in the LinkedIn rooms. We we kind of started on supporting each other through posts and direct message conversations. So and then I'll stop there. So
Such a cliffhanger, Damien. I just love it. I
yeah,
kind of want you to go on, though. I think you deserve to talk a little bit more.
I think those people who are out there, they say the golden ticket, that people try to find their golden ticket or their golden connection. I think for you have been one of my golden connections. It has been great collaborating with you, working together, building this friendship and relationship, and it all started from you know supporting each other, but being open to show up in a space on a holiday where people really don't show up, and it was a genuine show up. You was like, okay, I was like, we were talking about how's your holiday, what you gonna do for your holidays, and when we were talking, it was, well, I'm gonna have this event. Well, you said this is your story. Sorry,
No, I want to
part
hear
of
it
it
from
too.
your perspective. It's important to hear it from you because
So
I
you
know.
were like, yeah, so I'm having this thing, and I'm gonna put it out there. A couple of people gonna show up, and people gonna show up. You have nothing to do, you'll show up. I was like, I'll show up. It was like, really? I was like, yeah, I'll show up. So I don't know if you probably thought I wasn't gonna show up.
I didn't.
But I was like, okay, I'll show up. So it was 10 o'clock in the morning. That's the reason why this is at 10.
Mhm.
And I showed up, and you were like, one other person's probably gonna show up, and you were like, you know, it was kind of like a weird, awkward 3 seconds.
Yes.
And I say a weird, awkward 3 seconds. It was like the equivalent of a long pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we just had conversations, and we were just talking and talking and having conversations. I was talking about, audio rooms. You were talking about live events and workshops, and the people you work with, the friends, what you're experiencing. And we were talking about the same thing, and we had a lot of shared values. And I was like, you was like, you would like to, you wanted to do one. I was like, you want to do one together? That's why I was like, it was like, you sure? Yeah, sure. I was like, yeah, I think we could do it. It'll be fine. We could figure it out. And it was supposed to be 3 R's.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be recidivism,
Mm-hmm.
reentry, and restorative.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was supposed to be from the lens of a parent who is dealing with young people incarceration, or a parent coming home from incarceration and dealing with their family.
Yeah.
So we kind of started there, and then it was like so much into the dynamic of it that it started shifting to, these aren't the only people who are having fatigue and having so much going on. And then we started talking about people working. At that point in time, this is 3 years ago, for the record. I had a totally different job. I worked in a totally different space and place. And even your professional business, your business was different.
Yeah.
So we were all in different spaces and places, and we were having this conversation around industry burnout. And at that point in time, you had the mass tech, people leaving tech and
Yes.
mass drone. You had people leaving education at a high level, and we were like, so many of these people in healthcare were being burnt out. So we were like trying to find a way to have a conversation. We came up with finding your purpose at work, and then we shortened it. And you were like, "Thank God you shortened it, because that is
Such a
very
long.
long." It was a tongue twister, finding your purpose at work, and then we just shortened it to finding your purpose. And then we were like, you know what? We were gonna put it out there, put on a live, do what we met. We had a format, and you was like, "What if nobody
Shows up.
show up?" Right? That's what you said, right?
Yes, I did.
And I said, "What did I say?"
You said two things. You said, first of all, you and I will have a great discussion. And second of all, the people that are meant to show up will show up for you.
Yeah. I was like, your people will show up,
Your people
because
will show
they
up.
will show up for you. And that's kind of how it is. Our people, your people, whoever it is out there, your people show up for you
Mm-hmm.
when you need them. They might not show up all the time, but they show up when you need them, and they will show up. So if you're in a situation when you're feeling like you want to do something, you want to start a new business, new adventure, you want to go places, you want to do a live, audio room, the fact that you just putting it out there, showing up and asking people to come, they will show up.
Yeah.
And then go ahead. From
I was
your side, what happened?
I was just going to say, talking about showing up, like that first day that I had wanted to do just a Zoom meeting, because back then I didn't know about audio rooms. I didn't really know about, there definitely wasn't the lives that I would ever consider. And when I offered to do that back on Christmas morning 4 years ago, it was, hey, I don't think anybody will show up, but at least I know I offered. If anybody was lonely, if they didn't have family, if they were older, if they moved somewhere, if they were deployed, they just didn't have any family or friends around to celebrate, I would offer this. And when he said, "Oh, yeah, I'll show up for you for that," I'm like, I had multiple people. There were multiple people, Damian, that said they would show up. And then most of them kind of faded away or trickled out or didn't actually ask for the Zoom link because it wasn't something. I don't remember if I publicly posted the Zoom link or if they had to ask for it. I can't remember now. But when you said you'll show up, I was like, okay, if this guy shows up, I will be there for him. I will support him because that means he's alone on Christmas morning. He and I had talked back and forth just a little bit, so I didn't really understand his dynamics. I didn't really understand his job at that time, his family situation, none of that stuff. And he showed up, and I felt just this overwhelming happiness that, oh my gosh, I'm here for another human that's alone on Christmas morning, because I think that was my second or third Christmas alone in the morning after my divorce, and my kids come over in the afternoon, and I just know that morning just dragged. It was so long, and I wanted to be there for anybody else. And Damian showed up, and we talked, and like he said, maybe 3 seconds of like, okay, do we wait to see if anybody else shows up? Do we just jump in? What do we do? We're locked in for an hour to just stare at each other across our computers, you know? And after those 3 seconds, it was just rock star. You know, it was just like such a great conversation. As you can tell, we could just talk nonstop without anybody else in the room with us. And towards the end of it, you know, I'm just like, thank you so much for being willing to spend this time with me. And I'm glad I was here for you so you weren't alone. And he's like, oh, I'm not alone. My family's upstairs or they're downstairs or something like that. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's just like, I showed up for you. I didn't want you to be alone today. That is the kind of human Damian is. So when he talks about us wanting to do rooms together and everything like that, he showed me his character before I knew how amazing he was, how I knew how great of a following he had, how great he connected people. What an amazing person he's done in his career and the people he's touched and all this stuff. And I was just, I'm not at a loss for words often, Damian. I can just talk like a babble about just about anything. And I just didn't even know how to articulate. And even this many years later, it still catches me, like the thought that he took that time and now he committed to do this additional Christmas mornings. Again, he could be doing anything he wants with his family, with his employees, all this stuff. This man works a lot. He could enjoy his extra hour of downtime today, but he's willing to not just be here with me, but to offer this space to anybody that is wanting to watch with us, whether your family's in the other room, whether you're taking a break from the kids or the grandkids, whether you do live alone, whether you don't even celebrate, but you just want something to do because everything else is closed today. He is willing to commit to be here. Me, I have an open schedule Christmas morning, so it's no issue for me, but I just want to thank him 5 million more times. And I hope you guys can thank him in the comments, because he does not do this for praise. He does not do this for acknowledgement, but he deserves, and his family deserves, to know how much it means to so many of us. And if you're watching the replay, reach out to Damian. He is very busy, so he might not be able to respond right away. But if you write on this comment in here, he'll be able to check that. It'll alert him later. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, because this doesn't happen without you at all, because you created the first we were on Zoom and opened it up to being able to have these conversations. And it made me think about it when you were talking about showing up. This is the third one on video, because the first one was showing up.
That's right.
And it had the green banner, the purple green banner, and we remember we had
the tech issues.
No. Remember you took the picture and put it on a computer?
Yes. Because I had no idea how to do the little screenshot on your laptop. So I was trying to get my cell phone to get us the picture of that.
So that was the first one. And then the second one was the one that's this format.
That's
and
right.
This is the third one. So
because we have used this purple color background for our shows the whole time. And so he's like, we can't be doing green anymore. We are known for purples.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Hey, Kinga, Merry Christmas, Lisa. Who else is there? Leanne.
Yeah. And we got
Celine Merrill.
Celine. Melissa is joining us from my Facebook page. She's here in my town. Wonderful human.
Nice. Mike. Nice to meet you, Melissa. Lorraine B. J.
Oh, yep, from YouTube. Very cool.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on YouTube and subscribing. Also, subscribe to Jackie's page on YouTube.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. So I am streaming to my personal Facebook and to my Jackie Hallberg LMSW YouTube channel. So I am so trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. And when I looked yesterday, I had 2 more to go. So if you could follow, that'd be great, or subscribe. I did not stream this to my LinkedIn, Damian, because when you're a host for StreamYard, you can stream to 3 channels. So of course, LinkedIn is always my first one. As a guest, I could only pick 2. And I did share this out with my Facebook, because there's a lot of people in my town that know a lot of people that don't have a lot of support right now. And so I figured, with you being on LinkedIn, it would, people would connect with me there if they would like to. But there are a lot of people struggling right now, Damian, and you kind of alluded to that when we first started the show. the holidays can be so festive and joyous for so many people, and they can be absolutely tragic for others. Whether it's because you don't celebrate, whether because you lost somebody, you're separated from somebody, you don't have the financial or the home life security or a place to even call your own right now. And we don't do this show to kind of like, everything's fine. You'll be wonderful if you just spend an hour with us on Christmas Day. We do this to bring a few smiles, a few laughs, but also to bring in that community aspect, because no matter what your current situation is, you are not alone. There is so much death around the holidays. And I know many people personally that have lost loved ones over the past week or two. It is hard to be festive when you're going through grief or trauma. And then if you have little kids at home or grandkids or other people that you're supposed to put on this happy face for, because however you celebrate, you're supposed to be there in full force if people are expecting it. And sometimes we just can't. And we do need this mental break to just connect with some people that are kind of like strangers. They're not in your home, they're not in your work environment, but they care about you. And no matter where you're tuning in from around the globe, life can be tough. And there are so many countries and cities that are just so stressed right now. Thank you, Lion, that are having so much destruction. And we just had more natural disasters going on and roads being washed out and people losing their lives. And there's just so much sadness going on that this is a chance to bring a little joy. We want to highlight people that are not just here with us right now, but people that that are in your social media space. If you don't have people in your corner, in your home, in your community, reach out across social media to try to find people that will be supportive, that will show up for you like Damian or I would. And that's where you start seeing a little bit more faith. You see a little bit more hope that things will hopefully get to a point where it's a little safer for you, because that's what this is all about, is really feeling those safety, that peace feeling that everybody deserves, but not everybody is able to experience right now.
Yeah, it's so true. I was about to say, find your purpose, the people. Find your network of people who can support you, especially during times like this. And the thing about the holiday season is, it isn't just like Christmas or anything or today. The holiday seasons normally run from in the U.S., because we do know people from other countries do support us. In the U.S., it really runs from um, Halloween to New Year's,
Hmm.
the day after New Year. So that's really the holiday season where people talk about. So it's about, I think it's about like 8 holidays in that span, 6 to 8 holidays in that one span.
Yeah.
So
And that costs some financial concerns to people too, because sometimes people in your space, whether they intentionally say it or not, they expect stuff. They expect Halloween candy. They expect a lot of food over certain holidays. They may expect gifts or different things. And if you're already financially strapped, or if you're not excited about celebrating, or it's just not something you have ever done to give to others, that is understandable. And it just adds that extra layer. And if you get to see, especially through social media, people tend to post the best of the best stuff. So if you see all these pictures of these smiling, happy faces, and oh my gosh, the whole AI chat GPT Christmas card thing that's exploding right now, it's like, oh my gosh, everybody looks absolutely perfect and flawless. And like their little kids are just all matching and smiling, and there's not one stress at all. Guess what? There is a reason they use ChatGPT or AI to do that.
I'm trying to work on the comments because the bandwidth.
And I'll let Damian type for a minute. And I just want to give a little shout out to a couple people that I know are really giving back to other people right now. And I am not allowed to say her name, but she is somebody. If you saw my post, I think it was yesterday morning, I posted about this. I have a special friend on LinkedIn. I have a lot of special friends. So many of you guys are just amazing and just step up more than I would have ever expected. But I had this special friend that checked up on me pretty much every day when my son had his accident in August. And her and I have been connected for over 2 years now. And we'll randomly go a couple days, weeks without talking. And then she'll text or she'll send a message. And it's just so sweet. And she's always 10 steps ahead of me. Like I think about her all the time and I want to check in and then boom, the day's over. And she's always there for me. Well, we had a very rough situation at work in October where the state of Michigan totally eliminated our reentry budget. We went from having 4 full-time staff in that position, being able to give money to other agencies and nonprofits in our community to support the reentry initiative. And literally in a split second, the money was just taken. You do not get to bill for anything. Your staff have to be gone. It was very traumatic. And this special friend from LinkedIn, again, she was right there checking on me. And about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, she's like, hey, I hope you don't mind, but would you be willing to send me your address? And of course, we know safety issues on the internet and people from social media, but I've known her long enough. I'm like, oh, no problem. I thought she was going to send me a Christmas card because there are still some people that do those hand-mailed Christmas card. And then a day or two later, she's like, by the way, tell me again how many staff you have, because I know you had to have staff leave. And so I told her, I'm like, it was almost half of our staff that had to leave. And she had told me the other day, she's like, hey, you're getting a certified letter coming. And I'm like, who certifies a Christmas card? I mean, who does that? I mean, you pop a stamp on it and it goes. Well, the mail, our post office had a really rough season apparently because they could not locate it. They were supposed to deliver it on a Thursday up until 9 o'clock. She got a message at 6 that they had to hold on to the package. I show up to the next day to get the package. They're like, yeah, we can't find it. We don't know where it is. I'm like, are you kidding me? This poor lady is like doing something nice and couldn't find it. And then finally, Tuesday afternoon, they were finally able to locate it for me. And I was able to go sign my name for it and pick it up. Damian, I don't know if I told you or not, but she not only sent a Christmas card, she had a gift card in there for me. She had a gift card for all my current staff and the 3 staff that had to leave. A generous gift card for all of these humans that she has never met. Her and I have never met in person. We've done Zoom and like I said, we talk in text. That is the spirit of Christmas. I mean,
Right.
Damian, how amazing is that? And I don't need gifts. I don't ever need a gift from any human. I'm more about the experience, the connection, all that kind of stuff. But to see the look on my staff's face when I said, this is a friend of mine that I have never even met that cares enough about each and every one of you because she knows how rough the last few months have been for us. That was pretty amazing.
Yes. Shout out to that person.
Mhm.
Great
I
human
wish I could
being.
say her name. Oh my
I
gosh.
have one question.
Yes.
Do I know them?
I do think you know them. They don't usually
Oh, that's
have
it. That's it. That's
no,
it.
I was just going to say they don't usually have time to join lives, or I don't think they really joined audio events either. So that's the only clue I'm giving you. Still such a great heart and wants to show up all the time. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
Yes, can go very thoughtful. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't always think of stuff like that for other people because my brain is always going in 5 million directions. And for somebody to take the time to not just say, oh, Jackie's my friend, I'll send her something, but Jackie's whole staff and agency completely got the rug ripped out from them. They're trying to rebuild. They're still trying to support the reentry community and do all the other services that we do at my day job. She thought about that. And I'm not comparing anybody else. All of y'all step up all the time, but just this, it's like, oh, that is an amazing human.
That is a great holiday story as well.
Thank you.
Nice. That is amazing. Least expect. That's the power of these human connections in this environment.
Yeah.
So, Jackie, where do you want to go with this conversation?
So I want to have you and I kind of recognize, like, how do we celebrate or not celebrate? Because I think if some of you come to my Just Jack show and I say this all the time, it's not about competition or comparison. And so I want to let you guys know a couple things about the way my life is now. So this thing right here, this is my Christmas tree. 2 years in a row, this is all I do. So I actually have this set up on my entertainment stand because I don't watch TV. So I brought it from my living room to where I do my show because I mean, you just pick it up. It's really easy. I don't have to go cut something down. I don't have to pay for something. I don't have to decorate. It's not about how big and flashy you are, but it is about what you want to do to celebrate or not celebrate. I put a poll out yesterday about, do you decorate? Do you not celebrate? If you do you get a real tree, an artificial tree? Do you celebrate but don't decorate? And it's been lovely hearing different people's experience because, again, we are in America where technically it's always in your face Christmas, Christmas, but there's so many other holidays and there's so many people that don't celebrate or they don't have the financial means or interest in celebrating. And now we're talking global. So I do get just a couple little things for my kids and my mom, and then my granddogs and grandcat. But I don't spend a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, and I don't spend a lot of money. And this year, I did more experiences. So I wrote on little note cards, and I decorated them and put them in a little gift bag, and people are getting experiences from me, and that's something that makes my heart happy. But the biggest thing that I wanted to do this year is I have a friend and somebody that I know both professionally and personally. Her husband needs a kidney transplant, and he had a kidney transplant 30 years ago, and he is in need of a new one. That one has ran its course, and he is on dialysis every single morning. And it took me about 6 months to decide that I was going to try to apply or see what it meant to see if I was compatible. Now, guys, if you've never realized it, you can be a living kidney donor. You don't have to be after you pass to donate that organ because you got two of them almost always and only one is needed. Well, I thought you literally, okay, you sign up and boom, they run one test and you're a match or not. No, this is a long process. And I thought for sure I could give him the Christmas gift of saying, we match 100%. Let's schedule this surgery. Unfortunately, we have one more crucial blood test to do where I just got my kit in the mail yesterday, where we have to make sure that his antibodies will not fight off my blood. If it fights off my blood, then it will not accept my kidney. So I am hopeful that sometime in early January, we will get the news one way or the other. And if we are 100% match, then my next step would be like an intense heart and kidney. They'll do like CT or possibly an MRI of the organs. That I'll go through like a stress test, EKG, all the stuff. And if my body's physically able to do it, we get to schedule. So if anybody is a praying person, a good juju person, a sending positive vibes, I am still hoping to get as much surrounded energy that's positive, that my blood test goes well for him, my body's safe for him, and that even though I can't give him the gift before Christmas since it's today, that it will happen really soon. So that's what, when I say don't compete, it's not about who's got the most expensive technology under the tree, who has 5 million presents versus just one or none. It's really about the experiences. So that's what I wanted to share about my holiday this year. Is there anything you feel comfortable sharing or letting people know that they can do differently, or something that you've done or like maybe you want to do again or down the road, Damian?
I think it's important to spend time doing stuff that you don't normally do during the holidays. I remember years ago I used to take a group of kids to soup kitchens and stuff like that. Um, we have our morning tradition of Christmas doing this between you and I. So, you know, there's a whole day of, you know, Christmas, this gathering, this family, this holiday season. It's the spirit of reflection. It's giving. And I think a lot of stuff is about giving and giving back and supporting other people and individuals. So I think my favorite thing is always, even as a kid, it wasn't about me and what I can get and how many stuff I have. I used to always tell people, eventually, when you grow up as an adult, like you don't really care about what gifts you got. Those are conversations you have with your friends, like as comparison of, what relatability. I had that with the memories of it, but you really care about the time you have with your family and your friends and your parents. So a lot of it is about the gift of giving back and support. And um, so I think if you can find time to reflect, support, and do something for someone else, um, at least one day a year, it doesn't have to be the holiday season. Um, it's a great opportunity of remembering that everything isn't about you, and that there's always, I always say, there's always somebody who would love to trade places with you.
And Damian, thank you for saying that because guys, we all get in our feels. I mean, life can throw some roadblocks at us. It can make us feel not happy, not safe, not physically well, not mentally or emotionally well. And when we get in that space, sometimes all those little negative thoughts just compound and compound, and we start to think that our life is the worst, or we're not worthy, or we're just not at the level we wanted to be or expected to be or have pressures to be. And guys, the fact that you are a living, breathing human in this world at this point in time means that you deserve to be here. There are people and professionals that are there to support you if you are struggling. So please, please reach out to your doctors or counselors, whoever is in your support network there, because if you're not finding joy, it's okay. It's okay. There are a lot of people struggling, but you deserve to be able to have the tools available for you so that you can find that hope and you can get better. I love how Damien said it doesn't have to be the holidays that you give a gift or that you acknowledge somebody or that you treat somebody good, especially if you are somebody that is not into traditional holidays, or you don't believe or you don't celebrate because of whatever reason you have. And you don't have to tell people why you don't celebrate or anything like that. But one of the things that I think is so super important is the fact that some people, and I mean like corporations and things like that, we call it the Hallmark holidays, they profit over us feeling like we've got to do more, we've got to pay more, we've got to buy more, we've got to do this. And that is almost not that true meaning of giving and things. So I love when I hear people that just randomly do something nice for somebody, whether it's something that's this big or this big. And it's not tied to just, oh, because it's Mother's Day, oh, because it's your birthday, oh, because it's this holiday. When somebody does something nice for us, I think it's important to not only acknowledge that and thank them if that's appropriate, but to receive that, to really receive that. And Kinga put a comment about, you are worthy. And I'm not trying to downplay anything, but when we don't truly receive it, to say, Damien gave me the gift in his busy Christmas day for the past 4 years now, at least 1 hour of his time. But plus, he's prepping before it. We're talking ahead of time, making sure it works. He's making sure the graphics work. He's logging on. He's making sure tech is working. He's trying to multitask on 5 million things, but he gives me this gift over and over that he doesn't have to. So I receive that and I realize what a blessing that is, because I could have just told him, stay with your family. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. But I receive it because he wants to give it, not just to me, but to all of you. Whether you're watching right now on replay, whether you've watched one of the past years and you just didn't need to be here this year, it is something you have to receive. And when we receive stuff, our little heart and our little brain, our mind just starts to feel a little bit happier, a little bit more like we do deserve to be treated nice by other humans. So, Damien, again, I'm going to keep thanking you, and it's never going to stop. You just fill me up so much. And a lot of people, when they watch my Just Chat show or they've seen me on video before, I've got a lot of energy. But not only do I have a lot of energy, I just have so much passion and compassion for this human sitting next to me this way. The camera always messes me up. Damien, thank you.
No, thank you. I want to say this, that being able to say, hey, I have this time in the morning. Um, my kids aren't coming over until later. I am going to create a space on Zoom way before the audio rooms. Like, it's on Zoom. The audio rooms are going on at that time, but on Zoom, and hold the space for people if they don't have no one to be around and keep them company, or they don't have an opportunity to spend Christmas with someone, that, or the holiday season period, that I'm gonna hold this space. And you did that. And all I did was show up, and we were talking, and and you were showing up for me at that point in time. but you were showing up for me thinking that you were showing up because I didn't have anybody, and I appreciate that. But the bigger picture is it created this chain reaction of events where we started doing about we had finding a purpose. We did the live event, and we also had Wishful Wednesday, and it created this chain reaction of events where people had this space and community that they can come to. People had a place where they could come to um, every second Tuesday of the month that they could come to and have a conversation or get a level of professional development they might not wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And and it created this level of like so many. It kind of inspired other people to do stuff because our conversation was don't keep it to just going to Jamie and Jackie stuff. Do your own. We'll come and support you. We did on Wishful Wednesday, and it was Wishful Wednesday is just the whole thing was about people hyping themselves up, coming on stage, talking about their hopes, their wants, their dreams, their mission, um, what they wanted to do with their career, how to connect with people, how to find people, like minded people. And we were linking people to other individuals right there and then in the room. We had individuals volunteer to support each other, and that happens because of you. Like we like the 2350 network continuously that like this is all the ripple effects of all this stuff with Dr. Tanya, everything like Kinga, Lisa being a part of the summits. Like this is because everybody is in these rooms, these spaces, these places where we're all collaborating, having conversations. Nick, um the books. I remember Nick coming to Wishful Wednesday, listening to people saying, "Hey, I can help you with this," and being in Wishful Wednesday and looking like to do her anthology, and we're like this person, that person, this person looking to write books. Go link up with Nick, and that's just the spirit of what it was, and it wasn't even about monetary gain or anything. I always kept the 2350 network stuff, the wellness experience and work life balance separate from what went on in finding your purpose and then Wishful Wednesday. I never wanted them to compete with each other and collaborate and touch each other. My
But I
day
wanted
job,
him to.
I don't. You always kept pushing to be like, yeah, you got to talk about, you got to hype it up and whatnot. My day job, I don't talk about my day job. I didn't talk about my previous day job as much. If we had a conversation on Zoom or something, I would explain to you and tell you what I did and explain stuff to you. I was a part of and have been a part of a lot of nonprofits and organizations boards. I always kept those separate. I remember Dr. Marcia saying to me like, um, I didn't know you did that. Like with these these nonprofit boards and she was like, you need to talk more about it. And I remember Nick saying, I need to explain. Nick and Christy used to say, I need to explain what the 2350 network means. What do those numbers mean? And I wouldn't say because I didn't want people to feel like there's a level of overkill or over promotion or conversation. I always wanted to keep them separate. But the ripple happens with one series of events. You having a Zoom saying, I'm holding space at 10 a.m. Whoever shows up. And whoever that person, those two people or one person that didn't show up, no problem. Thank you for not showing up.
No, right?
You commit not to show up so we can have that personal conversation to build this and get to this point. We met 2 months ago in person for the first time. I spent days with you. I was happy to spend time with you and whatnot. We had lunch and just talk, breakfast and just talk. We went to dinner. I was walking in the street and he was like, "That's not my friend Damian." I didn't even, we just walking like, and it's like we showed up at the same time.
Yeah, literally, we
In
pulled in
the
right
street
behind each other.
in St. Charles, Missouri. We pull up at the same time.
Neither of
We're
us had ever been in St. Charles, Missouri.
It was just me and you on that street,
I
period.
know, I know.
The Zoom event, just me and you in there. The street was me and you in there. You and I with finding your purpose. You and I having a conversation like finding your purpose is so heavy. We're gonna switch this to Wishful Wednesday. You okay with doing this? Yes. we did Wishful Wednesday, and we continue to build on it. And
Mhm.
and I do, before we leave out of here, I want to get what your Wishful Wednesday moment is, what your finding your purpose moment is. One of them, just at least one of those. And I want to do one more thing before we leave as an exit.
I love that so much. So many things. Like, I want to just reference what
Hold
you
on,
talked about.
I'm gonna give you the floor.
Okay. Oh gosh, he gave me the big floor. Okay, hey. So one of the things I want to reference is how we talked about that trickle. Like, even Kinga, that's in the comments, like, this girl, if somebody, it even sounds like they might be starting to like disrespect me in a room, or a comment sounds inappropriate, boom, she texts me, "Are you okay? Do I need to stand up for you?" That wouldn't have happened without all of that audio events and her getting to see who I am and how I stand up. Jay, I never knew Jay really from audio events. This happened more from the lives. And now look at him. He's spending time, he's hyping. He said when people share this authentically, it really is a gift to other people. That's huge and amazing. So if you have never been part of Wishful Wednesday was really an opportunity to have more space for people to acknowledge how amazing they are in some of the struggles they're having, or to highlight other people. And we did it for, gosh, it was always the last Wednesday of the month. And we did do it last Monday on my Just Jackson guest show. So it was a Monday edition. So go back and watch that on replay if you want to. But what happened is, we had been doing it month and month, and we would get just the most powerful wishes. And when I say powerful, sometimes it was, "Could you please like my business page? Hey, I need some attorney advice, but I can't afford one. Hey, I really am interested in that conference, but I don't have the money for it." Or, "Hey, my loved one is on life support. Could you please do some prayers, or send up some good juju?" We had all this opportunity to be able to hear from people that we thought maybe weren't struggling and they were, or people that, didn't really speak on any other things. They wouldn't write their own post on LinkedIn. They didn't do other audio events, but they would come to Wishful Wednesday every time. And I don't take that lightly. I mean, it was powerful, the messages we would get. And if they couldn't make it, they would either DM Damian or I, or both of us, and just say, "I feel like I missed this. I can't go back because they didn't record those. I really wish I could have been there. Can you tell me what other people are wishing for? Is there anything I need to help?" I mean, that was amazing. But the very highlight, Damien said that I had to highlight one thing. We had an amazing experience that one of the people that were there, their child, it was their birthday. So they're like, "Can they listen? Can you guys say happy birthday?" So we all said happy birthday. It was great. Then we had another one say, "Hey, last week my daughter heard that, somebody said happy birthday to them. She's been wanting to listen to your show all the time." And guess what she did? She took it back to her school and asked her teacher if they could start implementing Wishful Wednesday, so if other kids were struggling, people could support them. Guys, that was never part of the creation. We never expected a ripple like that. We didn't know. And I want to leave every one of you guys with this. It is not Damien and Jackie that made everybody's life happy. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is you. Each and every one of us, we can make a positive ripple. We can have a positive impact on other humans that you may never even know you did. All about showing up, all about hyping somebody, all about posting a topic that you might be like, "Oh, is anybody going to like this?" Yeah, it's going to resonate with somebody at the right point in time. They're going to see your value. You may never know. You may never get a compliment. You may never get a thank you, but you may have been the nicest, most caring human ever to that person. You may have just made their day. You may have made them make a decision to take better care of themselves, or to not self harm, or to finally launch their business, or to write a novel, or to be part of an anthology, to do something different for themselves that they may have never thought about. You have that power, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's called being respectful, being caring of somebody else, and just wanting to see other people succeed. And you can make such a powerful impact. And just like that, you can also make a negative impact when you show your anger side, when you try to bash other people that might not look like you or worship like you, or today maybe they don't celebrate like you are doing, and that's okay. But if you judge them, if you alienate them, if you don't include them, what is that saying about the ripple you could be sending to them? Because maybe they were already struggling and they heard you do that, and that just changed their dynamic and the people around them's dynamic. You deserve to learn how to have that caring heart and to be able to give back to others, because you will be rewarded. Just like I said, I thought I was there for Damian on Christmas morning 4 years ago, but he was there for me. And it has literally changed my life. I would not have co hosted with Damian. I don't know if I would have ever done an audio event. I certainly wouldn't have done a live video. Do you guys know Damian is the one that actually met with me before my very first Just Jackson guest show? I took a whole page of notes on how to use StreamYard, how to bring up banners, how to bring up backgrounds, how to do this, how to do that. I would not have, I would not be the face I am without this man. So thank you, Damien. Thank you for being my positive ripple. Thank you for filling my heart. Thank you for touching the lives of so many people you don't even realize, Damien. Thank you.
And thank you to I think that was like, you know, that's just the spirit of what Wishful Wednesday was, finding your purpose was. So in this whole relationship of supporting other people. If I had to get my own Wishful Wednesday moment was we held space in the comments for people to put their hopes, their dreams, their wants, their support. We wanted to put those things out there so people could connect, find those resources. I think the big picture we were like we would do stuff and just like okay we're gonna support people and we'll do it together. And it was like organic like support. At first it was like kind of it felt weird when we weren't together on stage, you know.
I
And
still feel a little bit when I watch you and Dr. Tanya on Sunday nights. I'm like, I'm supposed to be there with you.
so it felt so because it was James, it was Damien and Jackie, and you know, and I appreciated that. And I think my finding my purpose moment was the conversation around boundaries. And our rule was always an hour, no more than an hour, 10, 15 minutes. And I think that thing went on for like 2 hours and in like 2 hours and 20 minutes. And that was against our rules and whatnot. And that came out of Wishful Wednesday with somebody not having boundaries and respecting your boundaries. And we were like, I was like, you know what? I let a couple of days go by because it didn't sit well in my spirit. And I called you and I was like, listen, I think that was wrong and I think I could support you this way. Let's have a conversation around that and make sure that we're talking about it and explaining that this behavior kind of happened. We didn't want to throw out the individual and put them on blast, but and explain like this is what goes on. And I think a lot of times we had a lot of um serious finding your purpose conversations because of Wishful Wednesday and finding your purpose. Wishful Wednesday comes because of finding your purpose, and finding your purpose started fueling from Wishful Wednesday. And I think when you're trying to build something and it's organic and it's true, it organically starts to like connect with each other and it just happens without much effort. I know we did a lot of prep work around it. We had conversations. We would have a format to what we did, and we were prepared. We weren't just walking in winging it. So, and I think sometimes people didn't see that that's what we did. Our timing was great with each other. We didn't step on each other. We had this conversation the other day. We didn't compete with each other. We
Never.
never compete with each other when we're doing live and events, and it's about you know it's not about us. It's never all about us. And I think the thing I loved about what we did, what we built, and I think if the social media network, I'm not gonna say because there's three on here, social media network that is powering it, ever decided to restart those things, I think it'd be a great idea because it built a level of community that was like no other. And I think this whole network of stuff is about building positive relationships. That the spirit of what was going on in those spaces was what we were trying to do, the true essence of it. I can't speak for everyone's else intention of what it was, but that's what we wanted to do. And that's I think we accomplished the goal and the mission of it. And I'm so happy, my friend, that you are thriving and doing well with your lives on Mondays. I think you have a great model going on, and I think people can take after the spirit of what you're doing with your lives and continue to grow and thrive. And I think you're doing nothing but great work with that.
I appreciate that. And I want to circle back to you talking about the boundaries. So, what Damian was saying in Wishful Wednesday, somebody talked inappropriately about my appearance. I do kind of think they were trying to give me a compliment, but it was very inappropriate and it was not in the space that we needed to.
Yeah,
And
it was
Damien,
inappropriate.
Damien circled back around to me and he's like, I can't stop thinking about this. Are you okay? We have to address it next time. And that is something that I've kind of noticed an uptick lately on some of the social media platforms, especially the main one that you and I are on, that people are starting to not be as nice to some people. And it's almost like they're I don't know if attack is the right word. There's some sabotage. There's some kind of, again, inappropriate things, a little bit of making people uncomfortable. And I do mostly see this with men doing it to women. And that's not always the case. There are definitely some women doing it to women and women doing it to men. But guys, that's that ripple we were talking about. If you are struggling and your response is to lash out to somebody, to accuse somebody of something, whether you know it's true or not, maybe that's a time to step back and self-reflect and figure out what do you need to do to get supported so that you can decide, was this a boundary that was really crossed? How do we do this? Did I cross somebody's boundary and how can I fix that? Or how can I learn from what I did? And so I want to thank Damian, not just for standing up for me then, but being willing to do it always forward. I should be able to stand up for myself. He should be able to stand up for himself, just like everybody else. But sometimes we don't connect with it, or we don't catch, or we don't realize that it is something that is being strategically done to us. And sometimes we do need that extra set of eyes. So I encourage you to find again that circle of support, the people you can really trust, the people you can honor, and be there for them just like they should be there for you. And if they're not there for you, then maybe it's time to, like I said, reflect and find new people. Damian, if the audio rooms come back, I will be on it in a minute. I won't have to worry if my hair looks okay or put ear antlers on or anything like that because we can just talk, nothing there. But I'm so thankful that we can be live and in person. People can see how bad I talk with my hands and all this stuff and how much energy I have in my body. They get to see you doing nothing but supporting whoever is your co-host or guest on your Sunday show or when you come to anybody else's show. So it is a good thing that we can be real live humans instead of just those little picture bubbles. But I want to thank you again for doing all of the things you have done for me, the trickle that you have given to me, the confidence you have given to me to use my voice outside of my day job office world and to do it globally. I know I wouldn't be the person I am on social media and hosting events if it wasn't for you and all the awesome people that have followed us from audio events to lives and the new people that have joined lives and the people that trickle out and they connect and they invite people to our different shows or invite them to the 2350 network, invite them to the different experiences and summits that you and Dr. Tanya put, because that helps us all learn and grow and find that community and find the people we want to connect with. So thank you so much. You know, I could keep you here for hours and hours, but you need to get to your family
No, I
time.
have one more thing before we
Do
leave.
you? Okay.
So this is December 2022, right? That's when it. Yeah. So what was my question? Hold on, let me make sure.
Uh-oh.
So now being I gotta maybe not scroll it. It'll be easier to do it with not a scroll. So
What is
edit that.
one thing you would tell yourself about the journey?
All right. So what is that one thing you would tell yourself about the journey ahead? If this was 2022 December.
Oh, so 4 years worth of this. And I encourage you guys to put what your thoughts would be in the comment, whether you've done shows, whether you've launched a business since then or anything. I think, Damian, what I would tell myself without thinking about it too long is I would say there are going to be bumps in the road. There will be people that don't always want to see you win anyways, because you deserve to care about yourself enough that it ripples out and is positive for other people. And you're going to screw up. I screwed up tech on Monday night. I've done Monday night show how often, and I couldn't get the volume, and then I forgot to put my banner down, and this was going on. It's okay. Embrace that because it's part of the learning, and you're trickling out and realizing that other people might not feel as bad if it happens to them too. So, what about you, Damian? What would you tell yourself back in 2022?
I think this would be my thing. I forgot my other Wishful Wednesday moment was reading anthologies and reading about I think 2 or 3 people writing about Wishful Wednesday, and I'm into them. I
Impact.
I think you and I were present in a moment. We didn't understand what it was and what it was doing. I think I would have been more be more aware of the moment and do more.
Mm, mm. Whew. I agree to a part with that, Damian, but we were so authentic. It was what we needed at that time. And I think if we would have done more, we might have lost that realness that so many people craved. And when I look back, I can't see you doing anymore, Damien. You were behind the scenes while people were talking, connecting people, letting them know that, hey, this person might have went through this, or this person might be able to give you more information than I could. I don't know about any of you in the comments, but I don't think he could have done any more. So thank you.
I think we could have did more like in person connections.
Yes. Yeah.
I know you were like meeting a lot of people, but I think for each other, like meeting sooner,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I mean.
Well, I am planning on meeting you again next year. And whether it's a 2350 network meetup, whether it is coming to New York, whether it is some other kind of event or conference or something, I have no travel plans yet for next year because I'm waiting for the transplant surgery if it's going to happen. And as soon as I know that, then I will be figuring out how to get to you again. So thank you for taking the
Praying
time.
for you that happens
Appreciate. Thank you.
and your friend.
Thanks.
So with that said, I'm Damien,
I'm Jackie.
and
Third
thank you
time we
for
did this.
joining us.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, take care of yourself. And if you don't celebrate, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday is a good one.
I had to think of what day of the week it was.
Me too. All right.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.